The fifth question over here is, for what does the poet pray to the Almighty? Now, in the last few lines, you see that the poet is praying, where the mind is led forward by thee, into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. So, based on these lines, he is praying that the Almighty or God should lead our country into a heaven of freedom, where we enjoy freedom in each and every way and in the purest and the truest sense. So we'll write our answer by saying that the poet prays to the Almighty to let his country wake up into a heaven where everyone enjoys freedom in mind and in spirit. He also asks God to lead us forward into an ever-widening thought and action. Now moving ahead to the next question. What does the poet wish for? Now in the last few lines, this is what he says. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. So firstly, he's asking God, he's asking the Almighty Father to lead the country forward into a state of heaven, where we are free from every other issue, such as social or religious or political or intellectual issues, so that the peace of the country is maintained. So we'll write our answer by saying that the poet wishes God to lead his country to a heaven of freedom, where his countrymen enjoy freedom from social, political, religious and intellectual issues that can damage the peace of our country. Moving ahead to the next question. Who is thee in the poem? What does the poet appeal to thee to do? Now, in the last few lines, thee is referred to as God. So, thee symbolizes God, the Almighty Father. And then he appeals to God that each and every citizen should experience freedom in this country. So based on these points, we'll write our answer and we'll say that God is referred to as thee in the poem. The poet wants God to lead his country to a place where religious, social, political and intellectual freedom is experienced in the truest or in the purest sense, so that people can get their dignity back, the dignity that they lost when Britishers were ruling in our country, and they can help in the progress of our country. Now moving ahead to the next question. What qualities does the poet want to inculcate in his countrymen? Now some of the qualities that he wants to inculcate in his countrymen are not directly mentioned in the poem, but they are indirectly given. When we read sentences such as where knowledge is free, where words come from the depth of truth, where we move ahead into an ever-widening thought and action, where clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. He talks about so many qualities when he gives us these lines. So we'll start by writing using the words that are already there in the question. The poet wants to inculcate truthfulness, fearlessness, self-confidence, industriousness, rationality and logical thinking in his countrymen.